Imagine this. You're scrolling through Facebook in 2014, and suddenly, every single person you know, your cousin, your boss, even that one friend who still uploads Minion memes, is dumping ice water on themselves, voluntarily. And you're sitting there like, did the world suddenly run out of hot showers? Nope. Welcome to the Ice Bucket Challenge. This wasn't just people torturing themselves with brain freeze in HD. This was one of the biggest viral fundraisers ever. $220 million raised for ALS research worldwide. And the crazy part? It all started as a goofy idea, but ended up changing the future of medical research. Today, we're breaking it down. Where it came from, how celebrities hijacked it, the criticisms, and why this cold shower actually mattered.
So, for anyone who was living under a rock or maybe hiding from cold water, the Ice Bucket Challenge was simple. Dump a bucket of ice water over your head, film it, post it online, and then tag your friends to do the same. Oh, and ideally, donate to ALS research. Sounds silly, right? Because it was. But that's exactly why it worked. People love simple, shareable, slightly ridiculous content. Cat videos, TikTok dances, and yes, watching billionaires scream when ice cubes hit their bald spots. But who actually came up with this madness? It didn't start with celebrities. It started with a few athletes and people in the ALS community. Pete Frates, a former baseball player diagnosed with ALS, really pushed it forward. ALS, also called Lou Gehrig's disease, is brutal. It attacks nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord and slowly takes away your ability to move, speak, and even breathe. There's no cure. Before the challenge, most people didn't even know what ALS was. Then came the magic. Normal people did it, then local influencers, then athletes, then boom, celebrities. And when celebrities join a trend, it's game over for the internet. Viral, secure.
This was like the Avengers Ice Water edition. Everyone showed up. Mark Zuckerberg dumped ice on himself. Bill Gates built an actual contraption to drop water on his head because, of course, the richest man alive had to flex with engineering. Oprah did it, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, the list goes on. It was the one time in history where you could see your neighbor Gary in his backyard, half naked with a Home Depot bucket, and then scroll up and watch Tom Hanks doing the exact same thing. That relatability made it unstoppable. Celebrities weren't just endorsing a cause, they were getting just as wet and ridiculous as the rest of us.
Okay, here's where it gets serious. People assumed this was just another internet trend, like planking or the Harlem Shake. But the difference? The Ice Bucket Challenge raised over $220 million worldwide. That money didn't just vanish into the void. It funded research that directly led to new discoveries. In fact, scientists identified a new ALS gene partly thanks to that funding. Labs got resources. Clinical trials moved forward. Real lives were impacted. So yes, people were screaming from cold water, but behind the screams, breakthroughs were happening. Of course, not everyone was impressed. Some critics were like, isn't this just slacktivism? People dump ice water but don't even donate? And sure, some people definitely just did it for likes. Let's be honest, half of Instagram probably thought ALS was short for a lot of selfies. But here's the thing, even if some people didn't donate, the awareness skyrocketed. Before 2014, if you asked random people on the street, what's ALS? Most would have thought it was a Wi-Fi password. After the challenge, it became a household acronym.
The Ice Bucket Challenge wasn't just about ALS. It was about proving how the internet could take something fun, slightly dumb, and turn it into actual change. Since then, we've seen other viral charity campaigns, but none have really hit that perfect balance of entertainment plus empathy. It showed that fundraising doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be long speeches or guilt trips. Sometimes it's just getting wet on camera. So, next time someone says social media is just memes and filters, remind them memes and filters once gave scientists $220 million to fight a deadly disease. The Ice Bucket Challenge was more than a cold shower, it was a wake up call. A reminder that when people come together, even for something goofy, they can make waves. Literally. Now, I'm not saying you should go fill a bucket right now, but if you do, tag me. Just make sure it's not winter. And please, don't use a blender for the ice. We're raising money for ALS, not hospital bills. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Ice Bucket Challenge, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Did you ever do the challenge back in 2014? Or were you one of those people who forgot to check their Facebook tags? Be honest. See you in the next video.